the hottest KWA rifle to be released this year? Stay tuned. Before we get started, I'd like to remind you to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you enjoy watching our content, show us some love by liking the video, and ring the bell to make sure you get notified whenever we drop new content. We appreciate you all. What's going on, you guys? My name is Cisco, and today we are going to be taking a look at the KWA T10 RM4 ERG. That is a mouthful. The T10 is the newest lineup from KWA, and if you didn't know what ERG stands for, it means Electric Recoil Gun, meaning every time that you pull the trigger, the gun is going to give you a simulated recoil with the kinetic feedback system installed into the buffer tube. And in typical fashion, we're going to be starting off with the externals. Starting off with the front, we have a nice full metal anodized flash hider that has been colored a nice dark orange, almost tangerine color, attached to a 10-inch barrel. We do have a technically 11-inch rail system with M-LOK rail system, or the M-LOK rail sections on the left, right, and bottom sides. They do have a small Picatinny rail section here for accessories, maybe a flashlight or a barricade stop. And going backwards, we do have the nice full metal receiver with the ambidextrous charging handle and selector switch. KWA has done a very nice job with accessorizing their gun with PTS accessories, being the pistol grip, stock, and flip-up iron sights. Other features that I love about the externals is the enhanced trigger guard and the ambi sling plate, but there isn't any QD section on the front, so it's one-point sling friendly KWA. What the heck? You can just add that right there. This hole's pointless, just QD right there. Quick note, the gun does have a functioning bolt catch, but unlike other manufacturers, you have to pull the bolt back and then you have to hold the paddle there for it to actually lock into place like that. You see it? You see it right there? No?
Yeah, we see it.
Okay. And finally, the T10 comes with KWA's MS-120 mid-cap magazine out of the box. It is a 120 mid-cap magazine, like the name says, and it does have a follower that goes all the way into the hop-up unit to load every single BB out of the magazine. Now, the magazine itself does have nice texturing on the front and rear sides of the magazine, and nice dimpling toward the bottom, so you can use like whiteout or your mom's nail polish to identify your magazines, so you know you're not accused of stealing at the field. The T10 is using KWA's 3.0 gearbox, which includes their tried and true compression set, steel gears, their 9mm closed bushings, and is utilizing the KWA high-speed and high-torque motor. Now, KWA has made updates to the gearbox so it can now accept aftermarket trigger units, like the Gate Titan MOSFET, if you have the money for it. You can also change out the gear set, the compressor set, and the motor, but don't do it. You don't need to. It's good out of the box. You're solid. Just install the Gate Titan in your set. Other internal features include KWA's rotary style hop-up unit and their brass 6.05 inner barrel. Surprisingly, it's not a 6.03 inner barrel, but it is very accurate out of the box, so I don't know what KWA is doing. Put a little magic in there, so it works. I did forget to mention, attached to the motor is their switch life extender to help prevent any burnouts for the trigger contacts. And the wiring for the gearbox is actually very beefy. If you notice at the end of the gearbox, you'll have the nice coiled wire, which is very thick. And it is attached to Tamiya plugs. KWA, Deans. Make it the standard, everybody. Let's say it together now. Deans. And the last update that KWA did to the 3.0 gearbox is remove the mechanical cutoff feature. Now, back in the day, when the magazine was empty from KWA, the gearbox would lock up, and then you'd have to insert a new magazine and hit the bolt catch to activate the gun again, just like a real firearm. But airsofters don't read the manual, and they got calls complaining about how their gun didn't work, saying, "There's no response. The battery charger tested other guns." We got calls saying, "No, you guys just didn't read the manual." Thank you guys. Thank you guys for that, because you ruined my immersions. The T10 is chronoing at about 390 to 410 feet per second with an average rate of fire of about 20 BBs per second. And in traditional fashion, we have accessorized the gun the way that we would personally use it. I have added the Miracle Grip, the Mach D ball right here, and the nice Vism Anti-Star red dot. It actually has a laser on there, but I think it's blocked off. Oh no, this isn't the laser version. I'm an idiot. I apologize.
Wait, these are the exact same accessories you put on your 416, dude.
Yeah, they are. They work. It's perfect. I don't need to change anything. I like it.
And you forgot your the Night Evolution flashlight.
It's not Night Evolution. It's Opsman. And I forgot we added that too. Enough talking. I am dying to go shoot this thing. Let's go. And never mind, there's rioting outside, so I'm not going outside. But I know someone that will.
Hey guys, I'm back now, and these guys asked me to shoot this ERG, which I've never shot before. I honestly don't feel comfortable being outside with a gun with everything happening right now, but I don't really have a choice. So I guess let's shoot this thing. Really, man? Okay. Here we go. Woo! ERG! For those who don't know, Electronic Recoil Gun. Never shot one of these before. I've only shot AEGs before, but this feels really nice. Okay, the responsiveness is really nice. I do like being able to feel something, you know, reciprocate back into me, which is a refreshing, you know, new take on shooting a gun. Compared to an AEG, of course. Okay, I gotta, just one time. Woo! Thank you for making me do it. You can put the gun down now.
The KWA T10 RM4 ERG is retailing for $395 at airsoftgi.com. Alright you guys, I have brought Boaz in with his original PTS Magpul RM4 to compare it to the newer version. Boaz, how do you feel about your original RM4?
So I do run in KWA ERG, and I know for most of you guys that have seen my gas blowback rifle video, that is my primary weapon. However, it's not feasible to run it every day of the year.
Very true.
So, especially during the winter months when it gets colder and rainier, it's harder to run a gas blowback rifle all season. So I do use this primarily as a backup weapon. In the rare occasion that my gas blowback rifle breaks down, or again, if it's too cold, this is my go-to weapon.
Very nice, very nice. Now, comparing the stock internals between the original model and the newer model, how do you feel the newer model compares?
So my personal opinion, I would say that the new updated ERG does feel more responsive, a little bit more snappier than my original ERG. But I've had this thing for a while, so it has been worked on over the years. It did come front wired out of the box, so it had that Magpul MOE handguard in the front, and it was front wired. And later on, I ended up getting their buffer tube kit.
Oh, nice.
Later on, to get it rear wired to the stock, so that way I can run a nice clean front end without having to have like a battery box. And I've seen a lot of people that do own this. They have the PTS, the really long vertical grip to accommodate a smaller LiPo battery, but
yeah,
I didn't want to go that route. And I think overall internally, they do kind of seem pretty similar performance-wise, but I would say this is a bit more responsive.
Yeah, I do believe that is because of the updated gear set and motor. The recoil, I would say, is about the same, but like you said, his gun is cheating because he had our head tech Taylor work on it. So his is literally shooting like 30 BBs a second. It's ridiculous.
Okay, but in my defense, so one of my biggest gripes about the ERG system was the switch life.
Yes, the extender. Yep.
The extender, yes. So my original ERG did not come with one of those. And one of the and I've owned several KWA rifles in the past. And one of the common, I guess, gripes that I would say owning multiple rifles is eventually my trigger contacts will burn out. Yep. Especially when I'm running an 11.1 LiPo. And so I would have to go around the internet and figure out what MOSFET would be compatible. Yep. And I know some of my KWA rifles, there was this one dude on the internet that custom made his own little micro MOSFETs.
Okay, interesting.
So so some of those I'm running those. And so far, this one has been alright. And the reason why Taylor upgraded my gun was because my switch actually burnt out.
Okay.
So my contacts burnt out, and I said, hey, could you just replace the switch? Here's some money for the parts. And I also offered him a big family-sized bag of hot chip. And I fell asleep in his room, and when I woke up, I was like, yeah, your gun's done. And yeah, he did some magic to it, yeah.
For sure. So that is definitely another improvement that KWA has done out of the box with the switch life extender. But another thing that you mentioned about the MOSFET, that KWA has updated their gearbox so it can accommodate aftermarket trigger switches. So you can put a MOSFET without having to go very proprietary. Like he said, he had to go with someone who is specially making them versus having something that's, you know, more readily available.
Yeah, so that's one thing I'm kind of jealous about with the new updated system is that it can accommodate the aftermarket MOSFET without much issue.
I mean, I will say one thing too is that it already comes rear wired, and it does have the M-LOK rail system versus you having to buy the buffer tube set to get rear wired and then buying a hole on the front end. So out of the box, would you say that you spend more for this gun compared to this one out of the box?
I would say if I got this gun new, then yes.
Okay.
I got this used, pre-owned, and yes, I did have to do a lot of work and labor. Yeah, I had to pay Taylor to do work on my gun.
Of course.
So I think all in all, I ended up pretty much spending the same amount to get it to where it is functionally to getting this out of the box. And if this was around back in the day, then yeah, I'd definitely get the T10. You know, I love the way the M-LOK rail feels. I didn't have to, wait 3.5 months for some cheap knockoff rail to come from overseas. Yeah, and everything's included out of the box. Like, I mean, I think it's a winner. But one thing I will add though is my original ERG still has the cutoff feature, which I absolutely love.
Yes,
absolutely love. I don't have to change the way I play, especially when I'm on gas blowback.
Yep.
I constantly have to slap the bolt release.
Yep.
And having that feature, even when I'm using the AEG, for me, I think that feels really good on the field.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm constantly forced to remember to slap the bolt release. So that way, when I do go back to a gas blowback, I don't have to remember. Oh yeah, this is not an AEG. Slap the bolt release.
Yeah, and that even translates into rail firearms, which is what that purpose was made for. So I do agree. I really like that feature too. So KWA, please, at least for me, bring it back.
Yeah, bring it back.
Yeah.
And all you airsofters out there,
read the manual.
Yeah, read the manuals, guys. Yeah. I mean, but I do understand. Like, I've been playing airsoft for over 10 years.
Yeah.
So you get the gun out of the box. You're like, oh yeah, I know what this gun does already.
Yep.
And so you don't want to read the manual. You're too cool for it, but yeah, I still would recommend reading the manual. It's a lifesaver.
Exactly.
So yeah, thanks for inviting me and letting me show my pride and joy.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
I still think this is better than that because
it's cheating. You had Taylor do it. Go back behind the camera. We don't need it anymore.
All right, I don't want to be here anyway.
All right, bye. Alright, you guys, thank you for tuning in for today's video. Have you ever used an ERG or an electric recoil gun on the field? Let me know in the comments below. And do you think KWA did the right thing by removing the mechanical cutoff? Let me know in the comments below as well. If you like the video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. We upload every Wednesdays and Fridays, so stay tuned for that, and we'll see you guys later. Peace.